Yeah, this event is called Stand Up, Take It Down. These people are asking for the removal of Confederate imagery from the Mississippi state flag. We've had speakers from attorneys, activists, politicians, people going through elections. We have a hip-hop artist up right now. And also earlier today, a visit from a Hollywood actress. In fact, Anjanou Ellis, best known for her role in The Help, called on Hollywood to boycott Mississippi for business. Fire crews have several acres to cover while battling hotspots like this one right here. And as the wind is fanning these flames, it doesn't look like it's going to be over anytime soon. However, planes are flying overhead to monitor the situation. The person who is injured fatally in this crash has been removed from the scene, and a second person has been airlifted to UMMC with some pretty bad injuries. Another 2 people also were injured. They were taken to the hospital by ambulance. Now take a look behind me. This is the vehicle that was involved in that crash, that log truck right there. And you can kind of see in the mud, in the dirt, how this happened.
Franklin Street in Canton, and that is where we find News Channel 12's Jacob Kittilstad with more. Jacob.
The shooting happened right here behind these houses on Franklin Street. Now, family members tell me that they arrived here early this morning to see Carolyn Flowers lying face down on the ground, dead. Canton police got that call just after midnight. They found Carolyn Flowers with bullet wounds to her neck, lower back, and on her right side.
Jacob, what's the situation now?
All right, Melanie Byron, take a look at this car, this white Nissan Altima. Now, this is the vehicle that investigators with the Jackson Police Department and the ATF are looking at. Now, the person driving that vehicle was a carjacking suspect. Let's take a look this way. This is the aftermath of a chase leading through these neighborhoods, a high-speed chase. That's what police are telling me, causing this giant hole in the back of this home. Now, this is extremely dangerous. We're hearing from neighbors. Kids are playing around here all the time. What we're hearing is this person had to pull into a dead end, jump onto about 50 feet of lawn, and crash through this wooden fence and into the back of this home. Now, we're hearing that no one was injured in that crash, but the suspect, he is still on the loose. He booked it about a block and a half towards the Cedars of Lebanon Road, and then past that, disappearing into the thick, brushy area. And in fact, that is where police are still searching right now. Metro 1 was in the air. Cruisers are continuing to circle that area, and what we're hearing is if you leave through that point, it gets to Pebble Creek Apartments eventually. That's also where authorities are looking as the sun starts to go down here in just a few hours. So we're going to stay out here continuing on in this search in Hinds County. Jacob Kittilstad, WJTV News Channel 12.
Jacob Kittilstad joins us now live from Westbrook Road, where a tree fell on the Jackson Football Club. Jacob.
Yeah, and take a look at this splintered stump right behind me. This is a giant 60-foot oak tree just toppled over in those strong winds that cut through the Jackson area just before 7 o'clock this evening. Now, this is Westbrook Road. A lot of kids use this area for different recreational activities. You have basketball on one side, soccer on the other side, and get this evening, more than 600 children were trying out for different soccer teams on these fields groomed by the Jackson Football Club. Let's take a little walk this way. It's a little bit wet right now. I don't know if you can hear all these frogs around this area. They're loving this weather, not as much the humans, though. Okay, take a look at these branches all around us. These had to be cut back because this tree actually fell down, blocking this area. I don't know if you can see this, but this is actually the only entrance and exit for those 600 kids who were practicing earlier today, you know, again, trying out for those soccer teams. So a crew had to come in, cut down some of these branches so those people and their about 300 vehicles could actually get out of this area. And as you can see, they are all out now. They've all went home as far as we know. The power's even on in this area, so things look like they're heading up as far as the quality right now, and even the severe weather is kind of dissipated at this point for tonight. In Jackson, Jacob Kittilstad, WJTV News Channel 12.
Jacob Kittilstad was there on the day that's supposed to be set aside for worship, but got ugly very quickly.
You're on holy ground. He can stay here.
It's a flock clearly divided.
We got leadership that's been voted out as of yesterday, and that leadership is refusing to leave, so the members are standing firm here so that we won't have service this morning.
This church is New Galilean Baptist. The leader in question is the relatively new pastor Orlando D. Franklin. About 300 people signed this petition to remove him from the church, and that was going to be delivered Sunday morning. Instead, Pastor Franklin, along with certain deacons and trustees, stayed in his office.
My name is Jacob Kittilstad. I'm a reporter with News Channel 12.
He silences people if you don't agree with him. There have been 3 instances when people have tried to talk in church and he turned off the mic. And so they will send them a letter telling them that they're no longer needed from their positions or that they can find another church home. And it has happened multiple times, and everyone here is just exhausted with it. And that's the problem that we've had.
Although Pastor Franklin declined to comment for this story, he does have supporters in the church.
And they have been fighting this man from the beginning, and it doesn't make any sense. He is a godly man, and he's not doing anything wrong, and I wish that they would stop.
We're not trying to take over, not trying to do anything, but when people are in leadership positions and they don't do what they're supposed to do, we just, as the body, has to take action. We don't want to be governed by the court. We have got to be governed by God.
In Jackson, Jacob Kittilstad, WJTV News Channel 12.
Jacob, how's it going over there?
It is a party out here. Let's see for sure. These
These are my new friends out here. We've actually been out here since like 10 o'clock this morning. Started with Southern Mississippi, watched the Alabama game. Now Mississippi State is on, but we're all waiting for Ole Miss against Texas. But social media is also blowing up just like the party over here, so let's take a look at that.
After leaving or going toward Macomb.
And what people might not realize is the sheer number of trains that was passing through this area of the state during that time.
We had the old Panama Limited, the City of New Orleans.
Going to filet. And let's take a look at the fish that we're talking about here. These are known as channel catfish. The average fillet goes about 4 ounces, and that makes up 80% of the business around here. The other 20% comes from sale of the entire fish.
Mississippi blues legend B.B. King is again having health issues.
In a statement on his website, he's now under hospice care at his home in Las Vegas. Jacob Kittilstad joins us live in studio with an update on his condition. Jacob?
Thank you, Melanie and Byron. Our CBS sister station in Las Vegas, KLAS, is in contact with B.B. King's daughter. Now, she says he suffered a mild heart attack last week, but it's unclear right now exactly how stable his health is. Local bluesmen say it's hard hearing this about an icon.
That voice, that guitar. It's all from bluesman King Edward, playing tonight at Hal & Mal's. He moved to Chicago back in '66, and during that time, through Buddy Guy, he'd meet B.B. King. Decades later, he'd play at what so far is B.B. King's final performance.
I could tell he wasn't the B.B. that I used to know, but he still played. He still could play his guitar and sing.
Oh, you look so good to me.
The news of B.B. King's decline in health has spread through the members of the Mississippi Central Blues Society. Malcolm Shepard is the group's president. He's wishing the family well during this time. And it's not lost on him that B.B. King was born right here in Mississippi in LaFleur County.
You just told that song.
People think about their mortality, and it comes in many forms, but I'd rather celebrate his life. I would rather celebrate his contribution, those he influenced, those who are yet to come, but certainly recognize our history.
But, you know, time catch up with everybody, you know, and all we got to do is put the good Lord in front of us. You know, that's the man that taught us how to play this, give us this, and our voice.
Also, we're hearing through our Las Vegas affiliate that B.B. King's family has actually not seen the musician since he was brought back from the hospital. And right now there's a legal struggle trying to figure out who has control over the musician's medical treatment. So we're keeping watch of that situation as well. In studio, Jacob Kittilstad, WJTV News Channel 12.
It's the first official week of summer, and our temperatures are certainly reflecting that. We stayed in the 90s for much of the day. Our heat index soared past 100. It's not much fun if you don't have air conditioning, but Jacob Kittilstad might just have a solution for you. He joins us now live in the studio now. And Jacob, what is our option?
Well, Byron, the fix is just a little project. Instructions are all over the place online. We just wanted to bring it to your attention. Take a look at what we did earlier today. I'm outside of the Revel Ace Hardware here in Brandon. Everybody knows it's hot out right now, but I have a simple solution for folks who are trying to save money, are kind of thrifty, or are just plain old cheap. It's a homemade air conditioner. It might solve all your hot weather problems. Let's go in and see if we can find our 3 pieces of our supplies.
We can start with the cooler? Right, yeah, it'll be right down here.
Jeff Johnson is the manager here. He's tracking down our items. A styrofoam cooler, a fan,
and the smallest one I have, because that's what you'll need for that one, cut out and be able to run that fan through there.
And a bit of PVC piping.
Do you guys cut them here? Hey, have you ever had anybody make one?
I haven't had anybody come in here yet and make one. I've seen it, on Facebook. I've seen some other things for it. I mean, it's definitely worth it if you're waiting on your EC guy to get here, and especially with today, with heat index is over 100 degrees. I try anything at that point. So, right now, I would 3322.
All right, now that we got the stuff, let's go put it together.
You start by marking where you'll make 2 holes in the cooler for the fan and the pipe. The work is forgiving if you don't cut too wide.
So you have your fan and you put it right on top, and it's forcing air into the cooler, forcing it out of this pipe, and that's not really doing much. That is, until you add the ice inside the cooler. Feels nice. Just sitting next to it.
It's hard to say that it's a full replacement for an air conditioner, but it's definitely enough to chill off a room.
That's pretty cool. My air conditioner went down a couple weeks ago. I had to get it fixed. So I wish I should have called you then, Jacob. Could have saved a little bit of money, huh?
It's pretty good. I mean, it can actually make the air inside of that little device as low as 50 degrees. And from what I read online, the better the cooler is, the better the fan is, the better results that you'll get. So pretty good.
Bags of ice are a lot cheaper than fixing the air conditioning. Right?
Well, yeah.
Get you going for a little short term.
Short
exactly.
term, yeah.
Like that idea.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jacob.